Welcome back, race fans. We are back for another week of historic Trans Am racing with Sim Racing Nation. Or sorry, that's going way back. Sim Racing Motorsports Historic Trans Am Series. This week we are at Mazda Laguna Seca, and with some track info on that is our good old friend Strife.
Hello there.
Hi.
Would you like me to get started on that now or after?
Absolutely. Well, we're waiting for the grid to form and load up.
Sure thing. 2.25 miles long per lap. The original layout in 1957 was quite a bit different than it is now. A lot fewer turns. There was only 9 turns originally.
Oh, and we are off. Thank you for that. Hybrid has pulled out the lead. I expect to see a lot of action going into turn two, this tight hairpin. After a long straight stretch, there'll probably be some bumping happening in that. Probably see cars off into the grass. There are lots of smoke kicking or dust kicking up from all the cars. It looks like it was relatively clean though.
I agree.
We're going to go back in the pack because that's where all the action. I'm just going to go pick a random number. We're going back to 7th. And we are with Big Ben in that 70 Challenger as they loop their way through. He's got some damage already, showing just light contact will actually mess up the paint on these things and show the chrome underneath. We've got I'm guessing Sierra and the Mustang off going around through turn 5 as they come down into the hairpin or the corkscrew for the first time, and will definitely be cars. Oh, and that, I believe that was Sierra again sideways at the top of the corkscrew. We'll pop back a few more cars here just to get that big pack going back to 9th right now with Severius. Or sorry, that's Flight. Severius is right in front of him. Medieval Knight as they come around the final corner. That's a tight one too. We can see cars sideways and off into the grass. Or off into the dirt. There's not a whole lot of grass here, but it seems like they've pulled themselves together. Somebody's jumped into the pits, and we'll stick with this battle for 7th actually as Severius gets past MA into turn 2. Lots of cars locking up front. Heavy braking there as Medieval Knight is up in 6th in that Dodge Dart. Pulling up the track map here. There we go. I did get it right. I remembered. It's been a while since I've been to Laguna Seca, so... But I'm actually getting the turns right. I'm impressed as they go up the rail straight. Towards the corkscrew once again. We're doing 25 laps tonight. How long is the track again?
2.23 miles. Just under 2.25.
Excellent.
There are 11 turns in total.
This big sweeper, I've always enjoyed that big sweeper, the rainy curve. Severius still fighting off M, who's trying to get that position back. Right in front of them is Medieval Knight. Side by side, heading for the start-finish line. It's a good little battle between the Firebirds here as they head through turn 1. Down into turn 2, that slight riser that kind of unsettles your car a little bit, and they are going to try it too wide through turn 2. Oh, and Emma is just slightly sideways and loses that spot not only to Severius, but Flight takes advantage of that as well and gains a position. Let's pop back a few cars back to 11th. There seems to be a battle going on there with Wagonator and Schlepprock right behind him. Schlepprock in one of those 69 Firebirds as well, and that's 73 Firebird, is it?
69.
No, the Schlepprock and the
Schlepprock,
Trans
yes,
Am.
73. My apologies.
No, it's all good. Lots and lots of Firebirds. It's easy to get confused. Everybody seems to be running the Firebird. As MA has lost several positions now, taking a very precarious line through the bottom of Corkscrew. Sierra as well, way back. We can see him several cars back in that battle as well, as Flight jumps into the pits as they complete lap 3 and are on to lap 4. I'm going to pop up to second now. There we have our current points leader, Diablo, followed by Yogurt. Hybrid, bit of a lead on Diablo here. Diablo figured that he was going to have a hard time at this track, and it's kind of showing, because usually by now he's like several car lengths out in front and just walking away. So the horsepower and PI penalty that he's been taking with these 3 wins in a row is, you can't feel bad for the guy, but it's taking a little bit of its toll. As he enters into the top of the Corkscrew, and a beautiful line through that, just using all the track, lots of track out at the bottom. Fantastic line. We'll go back. There's a battle for 5th and 6th and 7th. We'll go back to that. With Medieval Knight always seems to be involved in all these, doesn't he?
Yes. I definitely like the paint job on that Challenger.
Absolutely. And the Dart. They've all done fantastic jobs. I know we rave about this week after week, but everybody's done a fantastic job on these historic-inspired liveries, if not historic accurate. And
Ooh,
Medieval
Knights.
Knights.
Up on the inside.
Absolutely. A little bit of touching there, but there wouldn't be any harm, no foul on that, unless they get that Forza glitch where they lock together. Still going too wide as they go through turn 3, heading down towards turn 4. And there is definitely contact there. Big Ben and Severius takes advantage of that. Terrible camera angle, unfortunately, but they are still battling going into turn 5. Medieval Knight gives up the position, lets that battle, fight another day, as they say, as they head up towards turn 6. It's going to be interesting watching these guys go into the Corkscrew, because they are awfully close, and that was really clean. Big Ben a little bit squirrely coming out of the bottom of the Corkscrew. But all in all, that good racing, good respect to each other there, and just letting it race. Big Ben a little bit wide coming out of turn 10. Not going to really hurt him, though, as they do the long drag race down towards the start-finish line to complete lap 6, or lap 5. Looks like these guys are kind of, well, Medieval Knights gained a lot going in through the turn 2 there, through the apex. He held a much tighter line than Big Ben. Able to take advantage of that. But we will actually go and find another battle here, see what's going on. We'll go back. I think it's going to be basically where we were with 9th and 10th. Looks like there's a tight battle going on there between Wagonator, Team Reedy's in that, and however pronounce his gamer tag, right in front of that. So it looks like he actually gained a position back. When we last saw him, I believe he was back in 10th or 11th. Very squirrely coming through the middle section of the corkscrew. All in all, relatively clean. They're starting to spread themselves out a little bit here. I do see a battle going on in the back for 18th. So we have Master Big Chief and Patriot. Patriot has made it to the A main for the first time this season. Good to see Patriot. He's been... oh, and we have a car off... and slow. I didn't catch who that was sitting on the side of the track.
Black Ghost.
Black Ghost. Not sure what happened there, but he seems to be back up and running again. Back in 20th. Yeah, so not sure what happened there. Master Big Chief pulling away from Patriot at this point. Schlepprock gaining now on Patriot. But we'll go back up to 11th. There seems to be a battle going on between 11th and 12th. That is Sierra back in the limelight again with Team Reedy just right behind him. As they head down into the corkscrew. I think at this point we will take a moment and go through the current driver standings coming into this race. Out in front, no big surprise, we got Diablo second, his Medieval Knight Master Big Chief third, tied for third with Flight. Yogurt and Juice tied for fifth as they continue to scroll on through. I can't read that quick, so. And last but not least, I Play Fast, however he pronounces that. And something that's made its way back for all you die-hard fans is if this overlay cooperates with me. No, it's decided it wants to stay on the drink or on the driver's. There we go. We've got the drink cam back. Tonight, don't let the glass fool you. It is not Frosted Frog. That brewery ceased to exist almost 2 decades ago, but it's a local brew by North Brewing called Multinate Reality. Cheers. You see any battles going on there that we can...
We've got 9th place with Forcam, Wagonator battling out side by side through turn 5 there. They were going side by side through the kink, falling in line behind one another after the corkscrew here. We'll see if he catches back up again.
That is Forcam, followed by Wagonator. As we have somebody jump into the pits, I didn't catch the M.A.
Eam did.
Eam. We have a comment from a viewer. Mad Mikey says, "Good looking beer." Thank you, sir.
Nice.
I'm afraid that the further we go into this race, the more spread out this is going to get. But I think this is the battle to be at right now. We got Sierra just on the tail here. The Forcam and this battle for 7th. On lap 9 of 25. May not be a bad time to quick run through. Hybrid still out in front. He's gapping quite, has a huge gap on Diablo now. Second, followed by Yogurt. Yan San San up in 4th. Good showing for Yan San San's over tonight. 5th, Big Ben, followed by Medieval Knight in 6th, 7th, Forcan T-Bird, Wagonator in 8th, Sierra XR8 9th, Team Reedy in 10th, Optimizer currently running 11th, 12th, Hocus, Trashman 13th, Severius 14th, Flight 15th, Match Big 2 16th, Schleprock 17th, currently running 18th after his pit stop is MA. Patriot running 19th, 20th is Black Ghost. Juiced back in 21st. He seems to be struggling today. I don't know if that was caused by damage or accident. And 22nd, I Play Fast. Though not quite halfway through yet, but that's where we're at in the current running. We'll go back to 9th with Sierra trying to chase down Wagonator. 4Cam T-Bird just up in the ahead of them, followed by Team Reedy as they turn head up towards turn 6. This one's a tricky one. You got to catch that apex properly. If you don't, there's not a whole lot of runoff there, and you can end up in the wall pretty hard. 4Cam taking lots of liberty on that corner. I'm not sure if that's a fast line through there or if it was just the car pushed out wide for him. I like to think that nobody's doing it on purpose and he happened to just go out wide. Sierra enters the pits. So we will swap to another car so we don't have to watch a pit stop, because in Forza there's no little guys running out changing tires and junk like that, so it's kind of boring.
Like they show in the trailers.
We'll actually go up to 4th with Jens Hansen to give him his little spotlight there. 5 seconds of fame as we don't even get to see. Oh, there. Now we get to see the car. Those horrible Forza replays, angles. We'll go back to 8th, as that seems to be the closest thing on track according to the map. Cam followed by Wagonator. I'm just trying to pull up the point standings here to see where they're at in the point standings. 4Cam he's currently running 8th, and Wagonator is actually quite a ways down. So this really isn't going to affect points whatsoever, but it's still a good race on track. 4Cam breaks a little loose there, kicks a little smoke as he comes into the final turn. Team Reedy still keeping them in sight, trying to run them down as well as they head into turn 2. A little break up there by lock up there by Wagonator, as he is actually able to gain a little bit on 4Cam. Nice line by Team Reedy. He's actually able to now gain on 4Cam, or Team Reedy. No, geez. Wagonator, there we go. I'm terrible with names. Looks like we might have a battle going on quite a ways back for 17th, so I'm going to pop back to that. It's Sarah up ahead in 16th. So these guys have done their pit stops and are now out of order because of their pit stops. We actually have a battle going on for 21st and 22nd as well. as we get these horrible, I remember, I remember this horrible camera angle on this track going through turn 4 through 5. So that's Black Ghost and Patriot. It looks like some heavy damage taken by Black Ghost, and that's probably from when we saw him off track earlier. We'll follow them up through into the corkscrew and then find another. Oh, as Patriot goes really deep through there. Big mistake. They actually have the leader coming up by them as well. Patriot loses that position. The Black Ghost. It'll be interesting to see if hopefully they just allow Hybrid to cruise on through, or perhaps, oh, Black Ghost goes way off track. Not sure if he was just trying to let Hybrid through, but Hybrid ducks into the pits anyway. Patriot gets his spot back. We'll go.
That battle we had up in 16th, Ian has made it up to Sierra. So we've got a little bit of a battle here for 14th, 15th, and 16th position.
Yep, and we are on board with that now. Sierra locks up hard going
Whoa.
into... Oh, and there is contact. 3 wide? I don't know.
Still battling to get out of the grass.
More contact between 4Cam and Schlepprock coming out of turn 6 there. Or not, that'd be turn 7. Or 8. Turn 9. My apologies. Jeez. Sierra's able to put out a gap on the other folks behind him. So let's actually pop back a couple spots, see that battle back 13th and 14th. Seems to be the AIM, however you want to pronounce that. It's his show tonight, where he always seems to be involved in something tonight, in some sort of battle tonight. As 4Cam locks up going into turn 5. What's tire wear like on Forza 7?
Usually good for the length of the race. About 25 laps, like a race like this, you're looking at maybe 60 to 70% tire wear. Some other cars, such as like when we did the Touring Cars series, they went through tires a lot quicker. It depends on the car. You'd think a heavier car would use tires more, but it's Forza.
Forza physics. Hooray. Now, is it just a fuel top up then for their pit stop? Or is it tires as well?
I believe originally the Javelin was a gas guzzler in Forza Motorsports 6. As for the mandatory pit stop, I think it's to mix things up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it is to get some action in the field.
But it's to change everything though, fill it up, change tires.
Yes.
Right. We've actually got quite the ball of cars here, but I see a battle for 8th, 7th, 8th, and 9th going on up ahead as, whoa, through turn 5, Big Ben makes the pass on, cars are going too quick. Severius. I gotta start learning the liveries. Severius actually loses 2 spots on that. As Flight's able to duck through as well. Not a great line by Severius coming through the top of the corkscrew there. You can see that he's lost some time on Flight in front of him. We've got Master Big Chief actually gaining on Severius now as Big Ben goes quite wide coming out of turn 10. and loses some ground to, doesn't lose position, but definitely Flight was able to gain some room on that as they head down in turn 2 again. Can't believe they call turn 1 turn 1. It's this little tiny kink in the road. You don't even have to turn your steering wheel. As we have a little bit of glitch in the graphics there as it decides it needs to reload itself.
Originally...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Originally, the reason why that was called turn 1 was because that was the initiation of the straight between turns 1 and 3. Turn 3 is now where turn 5 is. So that whole intersection wasn't originally there. I think they just never changed the one after that.
There you go, then. Thanks for that piece of information.
Oh, yeah.
Big Ben is pulling away a little bit there, so we're gonna go back to 9th and 10th again, as there seems to be a battle there once again between Schlepprock and Wagonator. We got 4Cam not too far back there as well, along with
Eam. I think they call him Eam.
Eam? Okay.
I could be wrong.
Most guaranteed I am wrong, so we'll go with yours. And again, back in 12th, they seem to be close. Aim is all over 4Cam's bumper going through turn 1, heading towards turn 2. Side by side.
Up on the inside.
A little bit of light contact there, but is able to get the job done on 4Cam. Now, is 4Cam going to be able to come back through turn 3? Not looking like it. Looks like M.A. What did you say his name was?
Eam?
Eam. He got the job done on that one. Is now trying to run down Trash Man in front of him. Or, sorry, Wagonator in front of him. Going to pop back to 15th, as there seems to be a battle there as well. We got Juiced and Optimizer. Apparently some people were making fun of, questioning my term, calling Optimizer a drinking machine. If that has offended him in any way, which I don't think it would. My apologies. Hocus, not too far back in that group as well, running that Cougar. It's a 1970 Cougar, is it not?
That is correct. He has changed the main color, I believe, 2 or 3 times so far this season. He's been keeping it fresh, but keeping the livery the same, I believe.
Just, it's like a Formula 1 driver with their helmet. Got to have it a little different every race. Just because they can, right? It's got to be rough making those millions of dollars. Back up to 10th as yet again, Wagonator or Aim is all over the back of somebody. Sierra's just in front of Wagonator as well. So this is a tight battle for 9th. And we have a battle for 7th going. Actually, this is turning into a really good race because there seems to be battles all over the track here. As we have Severius and Master Big Chief battling up the straight, heading in towards the corkscrew. Good lines by both. Severius definitely playing the defensive line there, as Master Big Chief has made it work on the outside. He got around the outside there. Great pass by Master Big Chief. Severius not wanting to give that up right on the bumper, but I guess it's all about horsepower at this point. Who's got the most top end coming down the front and back straight? start-finish line area, whatever you want to call it. Severius trying to make a move going into turn 2 out wide, but he is not going to be able to get around the outside of that. And we'll have to slot in back behind Master Big Chief. Currently on lap 19 to 25. I think I actually found the original track picture, yeah. I see what you mean. Medieval Knight currently running out first, so that must be from pit stops. Because we've got Diablo in second, Jansen Sand third, Big Ben fourth. What happened to... he's not on track. Hybrid is not on track. We messed up somewhere.
I believe last week when that happened, they said he had gotten disconnected, which is very unfortunate because last week he was doing pretty good too.
Maybe that's what that glitch was again. I mentioned a couple minutes ago how my screen reloaded. Maybe that was him getting disconnected at that point then. That is really unfortunate. So that puts Medieval Knight out first currently, followed by Diablo in second. Diablo's coming up on Black Ghost and Patriot, who are still battling for that 19th and 20th position. We'll go back to 6th and 7th again. Bit of a gap there now. I think Master Big Chief is starting to pull away from Severius at this point. So we can actually go back to 12th, as there seems to be a battle going on there with Schlepprock. They're not super close, but it's something to watch, right? Battle going for 15th, 16th, and 17th. So let's pop back there and see what this is all about. With Optimizer, Hocus, and is that Trashman?
That is.
So either the horsepower is really hurting, or the PI penalty is really hurting Trashman, or he had a major incident early on in the race as he is trying to get past Optimizer. We'll not Optimizer, Juiced. Nope, Hocus, there we go. Too many DUR guys. Hocus gets a little sideways. Coming out of turn 11. But is able to hold on to that position for now. You can see on the straightaway that he seems to have a whole lot of power over Trashman. The top end is just not there with that PI penalty, I think, for Trashman, and that's really showing. This could be one of his drop weeks, so we shall see what he decides to do with that. Go back up to that battle for 5th, 6th, actually, 5th, 6th, and 7th again. Medieval Knight, didn't we spend a lot of time with him last week?
Yes.
He was in some good battles there.
Springer.
Yeah. Springer did not come back this week, it seems, or unless he's in the second split.
I do not believe he has returned yet. Master Chief did make a move on the inside of Silverius and succeeded in turn 11.
Excellent.
Got a little bit of a wiggle going on there. They're drag racing down the straight.
So
Silverius back in front.
I called that one done, but they are battling again. So
Big Chief taking it back.
Too wide going through turn 2. Master Big Chief looking up the
Still.
inside, going through turn 3, heading into turn 4. This is one of those ones you need to nail. It's impossible to see at that camera angle. So let's go to the live game angle here. There we go. See what's going on a little bit better now. Looks like a bad line from Master Big Chief coming. He's slowing up. He is pulling over to the side and into the wall.
Oh, maybe we've got a controller disc.
Oh, and
he is done.
He is into the wall, into the top of the corkscrew, and I'm pretty sure he is done. Like you said, oh, he's trying to get it turned around now. But that's definitely his race, kind of pretty boned there, to be honest. All the way back to 17th now. Going to go up to 3rd, as there seems to be a battle for 3rd. We're on lap 23 of 25. We've got Flight all over the back of Big Ben. We currently have Jan Sansan in 2nd as well. Not sure. I'm not sure what happened to Medieval Knight. Oh, Medieval's Knight's back in 5th, so he must not have pitted, and that's the pit playing out.
I'm just checking in with the battle for 14th. Optimizer and Hocus had a drag race down the front straight earlier. Hocus won the drag race, which shows that the horsepower he's got. Optimizer managed to take it back in turn 1, and they're going into the corkscrew currently.
We had some light contact with Black Ghost, and Flight was trying to get past to lap Black Ghost. And there was a little bit of contact coming out of turn 9. Lap 24, 25.
Oh, somebody else is in the pit, so I'm going to check this out.
Diablo has it. Sorry, go ahead.
Juiced in the pits again.
Again, or is this his first pit?
I believe Juice went into the pits very, very early in the race, so I don't know if they needed to go back in again due to the tires or fuel.
Right. Diablo with a commanding lead over 2nd. We have Yogurt out of the race as well. Diablo here on the final lap as he goes around through turn 2. We'll come back to him in a bit, watch him cross the start-finish line. Going back to 5th, as there is that never-ending battle for, for 5th. That's actually not a battle, that is Medieval Knight putting a lap on Patriot. Patriot sensibly just getting out of the way on the outside of turn 2. But there is a battle going on for 6th and 7th at the moment, so we'll quickly go back to that. Which turned out not to be a battle. I'm not sure if Sierra got a little sideways or what have you, but he definitely lost ground on 6th place in front of him. Going back to 10th is Schleprock, 4-cam, and I think they're putting a lap on somebody there, so that's why it looked close. But Schleprock is all over the back of 4-cam, and we actually we missed Diablo across the start-finish line, but we'll go back to second with Yan San San. Yan San San's best finish so far of the season. He's got to be happy with that, as he's crossed the start-finish line. So that's Diablo first, Yan San San second, Big Ben third, RR Flight 602 fourth, fifth is Medieval Knight, Severius 6th, Sierra XR8 7th, MA 8th, 9th is Wagonator, 4-cam T-Bird finishing 10th, 11th is Schleprock, Team Reedy is 12th, Hocus finishing 13th, 14th is Trashman, 15th is, did I say 15th twice? Anyway, Optimizer 15th. Master Big Chief finishing 16th. 17th is I Play Fast, followed by Juiced. Patriot 19th and still needs to finish his lap, and Black Ghost back in 20th. So congrats again to Diablo for another dominating. And he obviously had help there because of Hybrid's possible disconnection there. Mechanical failure, we'll call it. Really unfortunate. And Yogurt as well. Yogurt was tied for 5th, I believe, in the standings last week. So that's probably going to have to play into a drop week for him. Oh no, this poor Black Ghost, he's trying to finish his lap, but he gets pit maneuvered by the bot from the bot from Schleprock. Once they cross the start-finish line, the game takes over and drives the car for them. And unfortunately, poor Black Ghost is trying to finish his race and gets creamed by one of the driver bots. Oh, that's too bad. And they're back.
Oh no!
And he's
Oh,
into
no.
the wall again. Oh, that's really.
I think it did some damage too.
Yeah, it wasn't going to affect his race at all, but thanks for the comedy gold on that. As he finally gets across the start-finish line to complete the race. Oh, that was actually a really good race. I really enjoyed that one. Thank you, Strife, for sitting in here with me again and help me commentate this craziness we call the Sim Racing Motorsports SRN Motorsports Historic Trans Am Series. Next week, where are we off to next week? Any idea? I don't.
I am double checking just in case. Better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. So yes, we brought back the drink cam this week. I managed to find an app that turns my old iPhone into a webcam, so hooray.
Nice. Next week is Sonoma Raceway.
Oh, Sonoma. I've been to that track, and I've seen Historic Trans Am on that track, and I gotta say, an amazing spot to watch racing from, because there's only a couple of turns. If you're in the right spot, I'm trying to remember I can't remember exactly what section it was, but there's a section up on the hill where you can see like 90% of the track. I think there's only like the last couple of turns in the pits there in that bottom right corner that you can't see. So great place to watch any sort of racing from. I know NASCAR I'm not sure if NASCAR still goes there, but they used to.
They do.
Yeah.
They still race there.
I don't follow NASCAR, so you'll have to excuse my ignorance. But a great track. Should be good. Seems to be good entertainment anyway on Forza with this series as well. So looking forward to that. Thanks again, Strife, for sitting in the booth with me, and we will see you all next week.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye-bye.